Hello, welcome to this video. In this video we're going to do something slightly different, and this is a response to some of the comments we've had asking for a setup tour of my office. Studio. Definitely a studio tour. I thought, well, what better time to do it than now? Especially we've got fellow content like Luke James, you've always got your Marquez's, and we keep having other people bringing up their desk tour, so I thought, why not give you a look behind the camera and let you know exactly how it's done here. Stay tuned.
I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it starts. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me.
Welcome to my studio tour. The idea of this is to give you an insight of what's going on. My name is Aaron Patrick. I'm a chartered accountant, a certified UK trainer with a fancy new logo, that QuickBooks chap on the internet, and also head of accounts over at Boffix. And I want to take you with me to have a look at the studio for how we create this content on this channel. And also, for all you didn't know, over on Boffix as well. So 2 channels, 1 studio, let's go. Okay, so on this video, we're going to be doing something slightly different. We're actually going to let you see behind the camera. So as you can see here, here's the first part of my setup studio tour. And it's what I actually film majority of my content on. Now, in front of you here, you've got yourself a A7C full frame mirrorless camera. Highly recommend the whole idea of going full frame. It's completely changed the way that I've been dealing with it. And what it gives me an opportunity to use is this wonderful lens here. And this is the FE 1.8 20G. Absolutely love this lens. This gives us the opportunity, as you can see in the background, for me to start going over nice and sharp. Or I can go in, but I can keep myself in focus, but in the background I can blur it out. Gives that really nice depth of field, and it's really useful. I also have the option of the kit lens that came with it, which is a great way of having focal and having the opportunity of zooming in, zooming out, and it's so lightweight, it's brilliant. What I also like about this is it's fully USB-C, which is definitely something that's a bonus for me at the moment with everything else that's in this tour. You'll see at the top there is the opportunity to see what it is that I record my sound of mostly. Here is the Rode Wireless Go. And I'll either use the Rode Wireless Go first generation or the second generation, just depending on which scenario I'm doing. Do I need 2 people? Do I need to connect to my phone? There's always a different scenario. Either one, whichever's charged up, whichever's ready to go, I'll always use that one. And another microphone I'd highly recommend, which on my second shooter, I'm on that in a moment, is the VideoMic NTG. This shotgun mic here is absolutely brilliant. It doesn't matter what device you plug it into, it understands, do all the calibration for you, and it makes it work. For someone like me who's still learning what's right, what's wrong, it's definitely a lifesaver. The tripod that it's on, this is a tripod by Peak Designs. Highly recommend it. Definitely something I would recommend. It's really difficult to find a decent tripod, I find, but Peak Designs, as you'll find with a lot of equipment that I've got, never can go wrong with it. As you saw there, my second shooter is the Sony A6400. It was the first camera I ever got in terms of trying to get into more professional photography or professional feeling videos, and upgraded to the A7C. But actually, to be fair, that's probably something that would go a long way. Now, do bear in mind the Z series by Sony is something that is actually coming out, and if I was going to start again from scratch, I'd probably go down that Z series going forward. All right, so let's move on to the desk itself. Now, from the desk itself, unfortunately I can't find the exact model. It was from Costco, but it is a standing and sitting desk. I highly recommend this. Most of the time I've got it either in sit mode or stand mode, but you can have it in anywhere in between, and it just really works well. The chair is from a place called Noble. Really nice chair, this one. Really recommend it. And one thing I'd highly recommend is getting a good chair. It's something you can't really go far wrong if you get yourself a decent chair. Now, the monitor I've gone for here is the LG 32, and the reason I've gone for this one is this is the UN88A model, and the reason for this is all about the actual ergonomics of it. So the idea here is you've got 360 degrees spinning. It can go up, down, you can literally go on any part you want, and when you've got it on a floating desk, that's really useful, because when you're sat down you want it at a different angle, and when you're up you want it at a different angle as that. So highly recommend looking at that. Now, to the right of that is my laptop at this point in time, which is a MacBook Pro 16-inch, fully maxed out, and that's to make sure I get the most out of it when it comes to editing, and sitting inside a cool laptop holder. Below here is when things start to get quite interesting and useful. So down there is a Cal Digital Thunderbolt dock, and the idea of that is it doesn't matter what device I plug into this setup, all of the devices work. So we've got the camera, the webcam, the microphone, the keyboard, the mouse, everything just works as intended. You'll also see there a Samsung T7, which is basically my preferred choice when it comes to actually saving information that we're going to work on at any point in time. I do also have the iPad M1 just here. You'll see that the reason that this is so useful is because that can also be plugged in to the Thunderbolt dock, and then this can all run seamlessly off one device. The keyboard is a Logitech Craft. Highly recommend this if you're looking at doing any form of editing. It's a really useful solution. And next to it is just a Magic Keyboard as well. The mouse shown here is the Logitech MX. If you're doing any form of editing, highly recommend it. You'll see it's absolute lifesaver. These little things here is a scroll reel. This scroll reel here is great for scrolling through your timeline, and next to it 2 little buttons that don't look like much but are actually really, really useful. Above the monitor itself is the camera, and next to the camera is the microphone and boom arm. Now the boom arm, camera, they're all by a company called Elgato. Highly recommend looking into them. Now the camera is absolutely brilliant. It's only just come out, but it's actually trying to mimic an actual DSLR or mirrorless camera, and it's trying not to be your typical webcam. That there has a much bigger lens, it lets a lot more light in, a much bigger image sensor, and actually compared to the other webcams I've used in the past, including the Logitech 4K and all them ones, that has been absolutely brilliant. And it doesn't matter if you're using Mac or Windows, you can get the same settings, the same way of doing things, and it just works really, really well. Highly recommend this camera. You'll see the headphones on the boom mic itself. I do actually use them quite a lot. They're the Logitech Pros, but also you tend to find me using these as well. So these are the AirPod Maxes or the AirPod Pro, and it all depends on what I'm actually doing. But I actually really do find that the wired Logitech Pros are the simplest one to set up. But if I'm going to do a long form of editing, then it's definitely worthwhile jumping on the AirPod Maxes. You'll notice here I've got a actual water bottle. Crazy, this water bottle though. This is actually a Bluetooth water bottle, and it's by a company called, ironically, Hydrate. So keep yourself hydrated, and I really like this item, and I really like this solution. I think it's a great little solution to keep making sure you keep on top of hydration. Now on my windowsill, which I use to kind of house some of the other bits that I need, there is a Xbox Series X there, but it's purely just for work purposes, obviously. And then the rest of the items here, I've got a HomePod Mini, an 8-port switch with power over Ethernet, an Apple TV, and an Elgato HD60S Plus capture card. And it's actually this capture card here and the Apple TV, which works really well in tandem with one another, because that's how I'm able to get all of those shots of in-device. So if I'm trying to show you maybe my iPhone and QuickBooks on there, or I'm trying to show you some software elsewhere, then these 2 items work really, really well. You'll see there's the Linksys mesh network as well. Definitely worthwhile looking into getting a mesh network system, because that's normally the way you'll be able to get most of your information sorted. Okay, so moving away from the desk now and looking at what's behind the desk, you'll see up here you got the dome, and this is the Aperture Light Dome 2 and the Solanke X60 RGB LED video light, and that's what provides most of my lighting in here when it comes to when I'm sitting at the desk. You can see it's positioned just outside the desk itself. As you see, there's a newer C stand that it's resting on. You can see there's other C stands and other stands and other ways in which we can keep lighting down there as well. So situated behind the desk is my little industrial racking, and in the industrial racking, one of the pride of place there is that Samsung monitor. And I highly recommend you look at this monitor because this is one of first in the kind. This was a smart monitor. So this is the Samsung 32M70A UHD USB-C smart monitor with speakers and remote. What's amazing about this is if I go back to my computer and I go and I want to put a information up on top of there, the monitor comes up as a typical AirPlay device. So just with a click of the button, I can actually extend my mouse. I can have it working as an extended monitor. And that alone makes it really useful because it means that I can put items up there, like maybe a meeting while I'm sat at my desk. But ultimately, it's the perfect monitor for this scenario where I can actually feed items up there, get everything all as I want it to be, and it just works really, really well. The rest of the equipment on my industrial racking is all to do with lighting equipment. So you'll see here, I've got a whole bag full of lighting equipment that I take with me if I go on shoots externally. I've got my DJI Ronin just there. So if I need any stabilized shots, I should have probably done this video on the Ronin itself, thinking about it, but c'est la vie. Then we've got another little monitor here that I use for dashboards. I've got a load of props here that I use for videos. So I've got iPads, I've got the ability for me to show you EPOS solutions, and I've got a collection of different devices that I've been testing QuickBooks on or features on so that we can see everything from a Windows machine, a Google Chrome machine, we've got an older version of Mac there, we've got an Android tablet, we've got an older iPad. We should have everything we need to make sure that we can test everything that you guys have been seeing. You'll also see below that is all my wonderful cable management solution, but this is all the camera gear, all the little bits. I've got the drone equipment in here, an Oculus Quest as well, because I want to do some videos based on virtual reality and how QuickBooks is working in there. I have a bag for me here if I'm going out on set, which is actually really useful just to grab and go. And I've got in there's loads of equipment. So the sort of equipment I've got in here is other batteries, I've got other cameras, other microphones, I've got the drone itself, I've got lighting equipment, I've got all sorts of things that if I'm out and about, this one bag plus possibly this bag as well, just depending if I need extra lighting equipment, should be everything I need to complete a shoot. As I move around from here, we come to my other desk. Now this is primarily my editing desk, but it's also the desk I use if I need to start fixing any computers, or if I need to do some repairs, or if I need to test some equipment out. And below there as well is all my packaging equipment if I need to send it out. So this is a bit of a workstation really for the office, for Buffett. And it just means I have everything I need in place so that I can get everything quickly and easily. If, say, I'm actually working on some work over on my main desk and I just need to jump on this other desk here, it's just handy having that extra desk there. Now, the reason I tend to have that separate editing desk is more about rendering times or uploading or anything like that. If I've just completed a video, completed it and ready for it to go, the last thing I really want to be doing is waiting around and not being able to use my computer or do other work. So what I tend to do is leave it go in here, let it upload, do what it needs to do, and I'll go back to my other desk to carry on. Or in another scenario, it could be that I'm creating a computer ready to send out to an employee. Then what I need to do is I set it all up on this desk, and if I need to walk away from it while it's starting to do some updates or anything like that, I can move away, carry on working, come back to it. It's easy for me to be able to carry on as needed. So a quick little tour of my second desk. Again, we're using exactly the same stand and seating desk. Works exactly the same, just in a different colour, this one. On here I have an LG ultra wide, which is brilliant for actually editing on or doing any kind of work where I need to do dashboards or anything like that. Really useful to have an ultra wide to use it from time to time. I have my microphone set up here if I have to add any extra voiceovers to any videos. So this is my Blue Yeti microphone. Logitech Stream at the top here if I do need to add some extra of me in it for editing purposes, or if I'm in a meeting or anything, it's useful to have that there. And this particular rig is run by an Elgato Thunderbolt. The same scenario, doesn't matter what I plug into this rig, all of the keyboards and everything works. And the keyboard for choice for this one is a Logitech Lightspeed G915 keyboard. Highly recommend this as a mechanical keyboard, but it's a lovely keyboard to use. And then following that, I also have the Logitech Lightspeed G502 wireless and mouse pad. And the cool thing about this one is that although it's a wireless mouse, it actually charges from this mouse pad below. So as I'm going along, this is actually charging this as I go through. And the same can be said, and this can be charged as well. And this keyboard as well works hand in hand with this mouse. So it's a great combination. But if I'm doing some editing, I'll always jump for the Logitech MX2. Now the final bit I want to show is this behind me, a new addition to the room. You might have seen it. So long-term subscribers will know this hasn't been here for all that long. But the idea of this is to give some props and some items in here, just to give some life into the back of the background. And I change this around a lot. So you'll notice that from video to video, there'll be subtle changes each and every time, just to keep things fresh, just to keep things ticking over nicely. So what have we got here? Well, at the very top, I've just got my Amiibo collection. So I've got a load of collections there. This here is something quite special. Comment below if you know where this is from. But this is a Glenn McKenna, aged 35 years. There's a subtle pop reference there. If you can figure out from that, then definitely put the comment below. I'd be really impressed if you do. And my collections of books just here. So I've got the Boss It by Carl Reader, Rule Breaker by Jackie Frast, and QuickBooks Online training book. Over here as well, I've got my Pokeball hiding away. This is a really cool little replica that was created by Zavi. Really nice, this one. I got my cool on-air sign just there. My amazing QuickBooks Certified Trainer. You won't see it too well, it's been glass. You'll notice down here I've got my QuickBooks Connect Trainer Writer Network lanyard. One of my proudest ones is this here. Here's my Birmingham Velo 24th 2017, which crazily enough was actually me riding my bike for 100 miles, which I was quite proud of. Down here as well, a few cool little niblets. For extra power, I've got an external GPU for doing editing with an Intel-based or Windows-based device or an Intel-based Mac. This here is a signed VQ from Nick and Andrea Hills. Going along here, I've got my collection of water bottles that I like to show in the background. So I've got Linus Tech Tips. I've got my QuickBooks ones. I'm quite proud of this one here, a little Apple one there as well. And a few little niblets from QuickBooks themselves. On the right side is all my camera gear that I've got shown. Got my old Canon EOS 60D hidden in the back there. There I've got my Sony A6400, which is effectively going to be my B shooter really more than anything else. And a couple of lenses there to give me some opportunities and changes. Down here I've got these two Funko Pops. Shout out if you know where those two are from. BB-8 at the back. Cool thing about this BB-8 actually is that it's a Google Nest as well as the BB-8, and the BB-8's been 3D printed around him, so it's a cool little gadget, that one. I've got my Razer Turret gaming thing. I don't get to game very often anymore, but it is there if I need it, and my Hercules soundboard if I'm doing any individual sound work for any of my videos. Cool little Apple shop over here with Steve Jobs just in the background there, you might be able to see. Nice little trophy there from my football days. I always leave my M1 Mac just chilling there as well, normally charged in. And then the bottom row here, we've got a few little niblets like Wally and R2D2. Golden BB-8, YouTube cushion, and then over here is all my kind of CAD gadgets and gizmos that I need for camera and videos, and my Peak Design bag is sat there beautifully as well. Very bottom shelf though is all about little gadgets that I might need for help filming. So I've got myself a tripod for the phone, a DJI gimbal, got gimbal for the phone if I'm going to be taking any phone shots, and a place for my iPad and some other iPad accessories. And my room would not be complete without Mulberry's bed just there. Final bit though is this final TV here. The idea of this TV is just to give some context to the back of my screen, give it a bit of life. I went for this particular model here because it's the Philips Hue, and the idea here is it actually puts the colour, you can see the background there changing, the colour changing accordingly depending on what's on screen. I really like that. I think that's really nice and subtle, gives some nice depth to the shots, and I think it's coming along nicely. And there we have it, a completely different video than what we're used to, isn't it? Hopefully though you found this useful. The idea here is just showing you what is behind the scenes in terms of how I do my editing and what equipment I'm using. I'll make sure there's links below if there's anything you want to look into, but also let me know, is there anything you want me to go into any more detail? I'll make sure I put a link in, but I watched this really great video by a content creator called Mark Ellis that talked about having multiple computers, and the idea where there's a MacBook Pro over here, but there might be a MacBook Air there. Why would you need two of them? What's the reasons for it? Them sort of things. And it really was a great video, and it was something that kind of resonated quite well with me in terms of having to use the best tool for the best equipment. And maybe that's a video that'll be useful for you to watch as well. But as you can see, all that's been created over here is all years and years worth of actual trying to get the right kind of content right, so that we've actually given out content that's worthwhile. And you can see that when it comes to actually taking photos and taking videos and trying to get content on this channel, it's something that has taken a lot of time and consideration. Hopefully you can see that that just means that the quality will keep improving. I'm definitely not done. There's definitely more I need to do to get my video content better. That's exactly what I'm pushing myself to do. But you can see there's a whole raft of equipment and setup, and there's a lot of thought gone into where we are to now, so that when we go forward, we can keep making it better and better. Hopefully this video has been useful, or at least interesting to you. Again, let me know below, is there anything you want me to go into more detail? Is it the workflow? Is it the equipment that I'm using? Is it the fact I've got two desks? What is it that you want to talk me to go through in a little bit more detail? Is it the equipment? One thing I have been thinking about is what equipment I take with me. And that's because I wear so many hats. If I'm going to go training and have to go train multiple people, then I will have different bag that I will pick up and go with me than if I was going to do, say, a podcast or a video shoot or whatever it's going to be. And depending on what hat I'm on, my bag could be completely different from one scenario to another. So if that's something that you think will be useful, let me know in the comments below, and we'll make sure we get a video about that soon. My name's been Aaron Patrick. Hopefully you found this video useful for you. It's been a bit of a different one, but I thought it's nice to have these extra bits there, a bit of a background, bit of a peek behind the camera, and you never know, in a year's time, 2 years time, I might go and do another studio tour just to give you some insights of what we've moved, what's changed, how things are going, and move it on from there. My name's been Aaron Patrick. As always, been a pleasure to do this video for you. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to let us know below if there's anything else you want to look at. Bye for now.
I told him I can be a fighter if you want. I'll be there to catch you if you fall. I can make it brighter when it starts. I told him I would do it all for you, and I know you do it for me too. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter. I can be a fighter if you want. I can be a fighter if you want. All the way that I feel, yeah, I know that it's real, 'cause I can get them out of my head. I don't care what we do, everything's feeling new. Even if we stay in bed, my heart is saying yeah. You know I want it nah. My heart is saying yeah.
Hello and thank you for watching that video. What you may not know is this channel that you've watched this video from is part of a wider group. That wider group is called AppleCore Production, and the 3 channels that we have involved are as follows: Aaron Patrick the QuickBooks Chat, Boffick's Tax Tip. Finally, we have AppleCore Live and Geeky. All the links and everything are down below in the description, but it really means a lot to us if you can go and give a like to the other channels as well.